Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. Leeds 3, Chelsea 1. And this isn't Leeds 3, Chelsea 1, where I can come on and give you guys just a normal standard footballing review. No, I'm going to have to try and file a police report for this one. Yeah, I have to call 999. I have to call the police department, and I also need to call the ambulance department, and I'll tell you why. I might need to call the ambulance department because someone has fallen off a cliff, and I want to maybe check and see if they've made it, right? I want to also get the police department here. Why? Because someone is suicidal. Someone has decided to fall off a cliff and to jump and throw themselves off and try and take Chelsea with them. That is what they've done. And that individual that I have to start off the bat with is Tosin. I don't want to attack players here, yeah? I'm going to try and stay as professional as I can here because I do not want this to be personal on anyone. But I have to be honest and I have to be proper on a footballing level, yeah? Tosin does not belong as I want to say professional footballer at this rate, but at bare minimum a Premier League footballer. You can't. That mistake, it's not even a mistake. This is what I'm saying, it's suicidal. I'm struggling to come on here and actually give you guys the words properly for a match review because of how insane that moment was. Tosin and that era has literally shot Chelsea FC in the head. And he'll know, you best believe he will know. I am not the only one that's going to be talking like this. You best believe. His teammates in the dressing room right now, as we speak, are probably gunning him down. Maresca, who I'm going to come to in a sec, is probably gunning him down. The fans who travelled are without question only talking about that mistake right now. They're gunning him down. He's going to get it across social media without question. This is the reality. But we have to be honest here and not let feelings interfere. When you make a mistake of that level, that calamity, there are mistakes and then there's that. That is criminal. So you need to be arrested for that. At that point, you're playing against us. And this is why I am the way that I am, because it's like he is playing against us. You don't have a Chelsea shirt on. You had a Leeds shirt on. And I have to also mention this because there's history here. Of all teams, Leeds, for this to happen against. I bet you now, the old school will not like that whatsoever. The fans that went to the ground, that went to Elland Road, that went all the way to Leeds for that, will feel like they've been robbed. Like I feel like I've been robbed. I'm at George's gaff right now, right? I hope when I get back to mine, all my stuff is still there, because I feel like I've been robbed. Yeah? Robberies don't normally occur in Dubai. It's a very rare thing. But I can't put it past Tosin at this point, because he's more than capable by the looks of things. You know? We're going to have to get watch on, and we're going to have to get cameras installed and something, because clearly there's a madman on the loose. To make an error of that magnitude at this level, we're talking here about coming on and going, yeah, we want to compete for the title. And we're talking about getting 3 points against Arsenal, which we should have done. We're coming up the back of a win against Barcelona, which was astronomical. We're talking about setting the levels now and how certain players in a certain blend in an 11 that's clicking is working. And then we go to Leeds and we do that. Whilst we was talking so much about not losing to Arsenal and getting 3 points against Arsenal so we can be in the title race, they've won tonight against Brentford and we shot ourselves in the head. But again, I look to Tosin, and I will talk about Maresca very shortly, like I said, have shot us in the head for us, right? So now the 9-point gap is there whether we like it or not. So it feels like everything that we've done has just been thrown away. This is what I'm saying. We've been shot and then the perpetrator has thrown himself off a cliff. Unbelievable. Unflipping believable. And Maresca. You know, the analysis here is basically non-existent. Basically non-existent. I can try and think about the goals. right? Because from the off, Leeds were on it. And I'm not surprised. I said in my preview, Leeds were going to come at us, right? But it was about containing that. And it was about making sure we managed that. Now, we didn't start off well with the first 5 minutes being able to concede, which, again, it's a poor goal to concede. It's in the box. No one's picking BO up. It's a header. It's a great header. Don't get me wrong. It's a great run. Delap loses his man. And then the central defenders, Tosin, oh, he scored. Oh, crap. All right. I was looking up at the birds. I wasn't paying attention. 1-0 down. Leeds was setting the bar in terms of intensity, but they were never going to hold on. Not for the entirety. Well, they did, before half-time, with Tanaka, get the second. Now, it's one poor pass in midfield. They retrieve the ball, pass to Tanaka. He takes one touch. He's on the edge of the D. Now, if you're about 30 yards away, right? 25. Okay. No one's on you. I can kind of understand that. Except I'd be looking to the midfield. But the midfield made the error in the first place. So I can't really expect them to be in two places at the same time. You're on the edge of the D. And no central defender is closing you down. No central defender is getting their body in the way for the shot. Neither Tosin or Badiashile. If I'm not mistaken, Tosin was the closest man. But I need to go back and check. But anyway, no centre-back, either of them, are close enough. Whilst you're on the edge of the D. You're about to enter the box and there's no centre-back there. What is going on? Then we make some subs. And we actually get players on that should have started. And this is why I'm going to come to Maresca in a bit. All of a sudden, boom. Neto scores, right? With the momentum of the game shifts. We're taking the ball. We're controlling the tempo. We're creating chances. We're really pressing them now. Leeds retreat as expected because Leeds cannot keep that energy up for 90 minutes. But they were starting to defend and they were hoping that they could cling on. 2-0. But we get a goal. Once we get a goal, all of a sudden, we're in control. We look like we're really taking it to them. We're going to get the equaliser. We started to really, really push. You could feel that, yeah, if we get the second, I said this in the watch long, we get the second here, we're going to get the third. Don't worry. And then the mistake of all mistakes. The king of the errors. I've never seen anything like this in my life. A mistake like that is unforgivable. It's actually unforgivable. Tosin throws us under the bus. Fully under the bus. And it's 3-1. Game, set, and match. All that hard work, gone. Because of one error. Now, I say one error. But this is where I turn to Maresca. That lineup from the get-go, when it looked like it was going to a back three, I was like, okay, you know what? But I gave you guys what I would have gone with in my preview. I told you what I would have gone with. And I started Fofana. But okay, Fofana can't play? Okay. But I still expect Gusto to be on the pitch as a right back. I still expect to have functioning central defenders. Chalobah should be there alongside Badiashile. Tosin shouldn't be on the pitch. But we've already known this. We've seen past performances of Tosin. The guy has been shocking. George raised a good point on the watch-along. Josh Achiempong gets ahead of Tosin, without question. If you're going to play Tosin, you're telling me he gets ahead of Josh. When even before that, we have enough cover to be able to play Chalobah and Badiashile if he has to step in. Because Fofana needs to be managed, cool. Now, the players that need to be managed, 100%. But it doesn't mean change the entire shape or change the entire setup, which is what Maresca done again. In a game that we didn't have to. I was expecting this against Arsenal. But we went with what we expected against Arsenal. It worked. We looked good. We went down to 10. We managed, cool. Then that right-hand side was getting obliterated by Leeds. We had no functioning fullback. Chalobah was playing right back. Why? Why is Chalobah right back? Explain that to me. Why is Chalobah right back? Cucurella was inverting, and not just inverting, he had to go and assist that right-hand side in an offensive manner because there was no overlapping fullback, there was no one cutting inside. Gusto normally would cut inside, or Reece James would cut inside. None of that was going on. Esteval was fending for himself. He lost his head trying to bring down players for no reason. He'll have to learn from that one. But as soon later on, we actually bring on Gusto and we bring on Neto. What a surprise. The right-hand side looks functioning again. We don't start Palmer. Why? He's fit, he's ready to go, play him. We're already lacking in midfield. And we're going to go João Pedro in the 10, Delap up front, who, by the way, both of them looking off, but Delap up top, he's just not moving. He's just not moving. I don't know where has Delap gone in terms of the Delap that we initially thought we were getting with the aggressiveness and the movement and the pace. Delap is a fast guy, don't get it twisted. He's big, but he's quick. He's not moving quick. He's moving sluggish. He's taking his time. He's jogging. He's not getting stuck in. He gets the ball maybe a couple of times. His touch is good. He has a good touch. But he doesn't put himself in the right position now. He's not moving as quick in order to actually get round the defenders. He's only done that twice, if I'm not mistaken, in this game today. And he could have done it so much more. And then the finish, even on top of that, is just not good enough. Which is... my striker, I need you to work the keeper. I need you to score goals. It's as simple as that. Now, if you're giving me movement and all of that, cool. Which is why we went with Jackson for so long. Before I was like, okay, look, we're still just not getting the finishes. Yeah? But with Delap, I expect so much more in terms of at least the movement and the aggressiveness and the press and the pressure. We're not getting anything. João Pedro creatively looks lost. Gittins looked fairly plain and then got the assist, was actually contributing pretty well. Garnacho come off the bench, had really good impact on that left-hand side. He was skinning players and getting round them and actually bringing a lot of energy, just like Neto did. We were getting ourselves back into the game. So Maresca tried to rectify what he'd done wrong in that first half. Clearly, it was wrong. And to an extent, it worked. And then we get Grandad Tosin literally shooting us in the head. Which now puts us 9 points behind Arsenal. Which I don't see them losing 3 games, I'll be honest. So that's dead. Everyone's really tight now in terms of points and position in the festive Christmas period that's coming up. And we got Bournemouth next. And we just lost to Leeds 3-1. Which, like I said, is not going to be appreciated at all. This is not good at all. But I have to be honest with you and come on here and say, Maresca needs to stop overdoing what needs to be done. He overdoes it. It doesn't need to be done. Gusto should have started, should have played. Fofana can't play, cool. Bring on one centre-back that needs to play and fill in. Done. Enzo Santos, no problem. Palmer should have started. We're already lacking with Caicedo not there. We need an outlet in attack to be able to contribute goals and assists for us. Someone that we can basically rely on and be assured of. And let him bond with Esteval. Esteval looked lost by himself up until when he came off. Neto then brings another side, which I think helps anyway. Maresca's overdone it today. You could say he tinkered. But, I'm sorry, one thing that I will hold Maresca to from now on, I swear, if I see Tosin in a Chelsea squad again, I can't understand or comprehend how that can be a logical decision. I'm sorry. No way. No way. Josh Achempong right now will be fuming. He's like, hang on, I'm not getting ahead of him. Surely not. I'll say this. Right now, gun to my head, I'm taking Disasi instead of Tosin. What we saw tonight was a clear illustration. He is not for this level. Forget it. At Chelsea, maybe for a lower team, but at Chelsea, nah. Your head is not switched on whatsoever. And the ability is not there. End of story. End of story. It's a very damaging defeat tonight. Very damaging in terms of our aspirations and what we want to see this team go on and do. Whilst we know with a strong first 11 we can do it, but the players that we end up relying on, some Cool. Some, like Tosin, unforgivable. Unforgivable. I can't add more. I cannot add more. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Subscribe, notification bell on, people. And I'm going to go to bed, try and forget all this. I won't, but like I've said, Maresca needs to seriously wake up from this one in terms of some of the decisions he's making when he doesn't need to make it. And I don't want to see Tosin in the Chelsea squad again. Again, it's not personal to him. He's going to get a lot of flack tonight. But this is football. This is what everyone has signed up for. This is it. When you make something of that level, a mistake and a blunder of that magnitude, there's mistakes and then there's that. What do you expect? I'm sorry, I can't defend you. It's as simple as that. So let me know your thoughts. Much appreciated, and I'll catch all of you on the next one. Take care and peace.